Hey everybody, welcome back. Devin the OG, the original Grognard here for Lock and Load Publishing, and we've done it again. We're back in Lock and Load Tactical Digital, and we're taking a look at the latest expansion that has been released on Steam, currently available right now. Normally the DLC is $9.99, but it's on sale for $8.99. This is Enemy at the Gates, which is a DLC Battle Pack expansion for Heroes of the Bitter Harvest, so you do need to own Heroes of the Bitter Harvest to play this. We just wanted to go ahead and give you kind of a quick look at what's in this, and maybe even play a little bit to kind of show you off some new units that we've got in the game. So let's go ahead and take a look at the scenarios right now. You're going to find some of these scenarios are kind of big. We decided we wanted to start putting some bigger scenarios in here. Not that there's anything wrong with the smaller scenarios, but so yeah, like for example, this one, Hunting in the Hills. Let's see, we've got 15 motorcycle squads. We've got six self-propelled guns, some half-tracks, some Stukas, and the Soviets have got a whole host of anti-tank guns, machine guns, armored vehicles. Red Tide South is even bigger. I mean, take a look at this. The Soviets have got 30 attacking squads. Because of the sheer weight of the number of squads in some of this, and the kind of the limitation of the leaders that we have in there are some special rules that we had to implement. Because if you got, 3 leaders on the or 4 leaders on the Soviet side to cover 30 squads, it's going to get a little rough trying to rally everybody. So there's some special rules for the Soviets. Soviet player may, once per rally phase, choose a hex with no leaders or medics, and all squads in that hex may make a normal rally check. So it's something we discovered that we kind of had to do with some of these bigger scenarios with lower leader count. So you're going to see that. Inside of the docks is, I guess, kind of a big one as well. Again, we've got 20 Soviet squads. Those are actually the 0446s or the NKVDs. They got some Molotov cocktails. We've got Maxim machine guns. We really didn't have any Maxim machine guns before. As they kind of fill the role of the medium machine gun. I mean, the DP-28 was fine as a light machine gun, and then you had the Dishka, the weapon team counter, the 12.7. But there needed to be something in between those two weapons. The DP-28 or the MG34 are squad support, and the Dishka is more company level support. We had to have something fill kind of that middle role. The Maxim was fine for that, and for the Germans we added in the MG42 as well. We've got some MG42s, we've got MG34s. 42s were just starting to be introduced when the fighting in Stalingrad occurred. A lot more. We got Stukas on this one, Stugs, offboard fire missions, and big long scenarios too. I mean, 13 turns. Take a look at push on through. This is kind of a smaller one. Again, 8 squads. Soviets have got a flamethrower now. We got the Rock 3 flamethrower. It's specific for them. DP-28s, Molotovs, Maxims. They got some tanks, KV-1s, T-34s, and they got some heavy artillery, the 120s, which were stationed across the Volga. And the Germans, they're Germans. 1645 squads, MG42s, Pack 40, stuff like that. We do have a little bit of a love letter to squad leader. Anybody who's followed the game knows that we took a couple 3 scenarios and did our best interpretation of them in the Lock and Load Tactical. So guards counterattack and hold. Everybody should know what that's based on. Guards counterattack. And into the Tractor Works, of course, Tractor Works. Fire in the Streets of Stalingrad is both those scenarios put together. Coffins of Steel and Oil. This is a fun little one. Lots of vehicles, lots of German. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What I wanted to do is I also wanted to have some kind of variable OOBs available, so to increase the replayability of the scenarios. So in this one, the Elements 103rd Panzer Division, or Panzer Grenadier and 36th Panzer Regiment, 14th Panzer Division, they've got this setup, but then you get to choose one of the 3 following options. So you've got your normal setup, but then you have the option to take either another PZ-3J, 3 Pioneer squads, or 2 MG42 weapons teams. Now the Soviets, they've got their normal setup squads as well, but I gave them options as well. They can choose 2 of these, either 4 squads, 2 45mm anti-tank guns, or a couple of offboard artillery missions. I kind of wanted to mix it up, give a little bit more variety and variability, and give the players more of a choice on what their initial forces are. So you'll see that In some of these scenarios where you have options, we got armor at Pavlov's house. I mean, how could we do a Stalingrad scenario without doing Pavlov's house? I mean, it was for what, 2 months the Germans did daily attacks on it. So this is just one of the multitude of attacks that the Germans did at Pavlov's house. And we've got keeping the Huns at bay, which is kind of a bigger, yeah, this is kind of a bigger scenario. You got 12 German squads, flamethrower, MG42s, Panzers on the defense, Stukas, and again we see some options that the Germans can choose one of these options: a Pioneer squad and a flamethrower, or 50 millimeter anti-tank gun and wire, or PZ-3J. Soviets 15, so these are guards, so 15 guard squads. They got the snipers, DP-28s, but again, they also have the options to choose if they want either like 3 T-34s or T-34 and 4 T-70s. And they also have the choice between infantry reserves of either 3 more guard squads and a flamethrower, or 5 squads and a DP-28. So it's giving you the chance to tailor the OOB a little bit more to what your play style is like. So let's go ahead and jump into one of these scenarios. I think what we want to do is we're going to do push on through, which is fighting Mamayev Kurgan on the northeast corner of Mamayev Kurgan. September 16th, 1942, Germans started their attack in the city center on 13 September and captured height 102.0 Mamayev Kurgan after particularly fierce fighting. This allowed them to put the city center as well as the rest as the city's main railway station under heavy fire. Recognizing the strategic importance of the heights, on the 16th of September, the Soviets rushed 2 battalions of the 39th Guards Rifle Regiment fresh off boats from crossing the Volga. They launched a joint attack at 0900 with a shattered regiment from the 112th Rifle Division. They were promised the support of a brigade of armor. However, the brigade of tanks turned out to only be 4 tanks strong, which were quickly knocked out. The attack faltered, and Division Commander Alexander Radomestev stepped in to rally his troops and get the attack rolling again. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. We're going to play the Soviets. Have the computer player, scenario balance as designed, scenario length, normal, everything, yada, yada, yada. And go ahead and jump right into this. We do have, there's 4 new maps that are included with the DLC. Oh, I just love looking at this. And I can't say this enough. Mark did just an absolute wonderful job of doing the artwork. I mean, you can practically see each individual flower in here. So, and you pull it back. It's just beautiful, beautiful artwork. So, push on through setup. The Soviets must limit the German ATG and clear all building hexes south of the road network. Now, yada, 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 of good order German MMCs. And that's basically this road network here. But this one also, I believe, you only play, I think it's hex row H on board 93 through hex row J on 92. So you're not using the full board. It's kind of a little bit cut down version. So set up all my stuff is, oh yeah, I got to choose. I got a couple artillery strikes. So the Soviets kind of hit the Germans with some preparatory artillery strikes before they launched the attack. So you can take them, and yeah, okay. So you can see what the play area is now. Now that I click on the artillery strike, it shows you the play area. So I got 2 artillery strikes. This is all preparatory fire. Let's go ahead and drop that one there. Let's go ahead and drop that one there. 4 firepower. It's the 120 millimeter artillery. So we'll go ahead, and this actually has a chance to rubble buildings. The preparatory bombardment was so fierce and intense that it did knock out several of the buildings that the Germans were defending in. So let's go ahead. The Germans do their setup. Artillery did not land on location, and looks like they didn't touch a single German. Oh, wunderbar. And that looks like they didn't knock out any buildings either. Okay, so turn 1 of 8. Let's go ahead and take a look at my reinforcements. Soviet guards. Here we go. Here's the new Soviet flamethrower I was talking about, the Rock 3. It may look a little bit odd. Kind of looks like it's got a Mazan Nagat rifle on it, and the Soviets did that on purpose to try to mask the guys that were carrying the flamethrowers. They actually had the fuel tube running down the barrel of the Mazan Nagat. So the Rock 3, that was kind of the camouflage that the Soviets used in Stalingrad to try to protect the guys who were carrying the flamethrowers, because those guys don't have much of a lifespan. We got a couple Molotov cocktails. There's the Maxim machine gun. Now, the Maxim machine gun is a weapon that can be dismantled and broken down and recombined And then, of course, you get the normal DP8, DP28, which can just be carried by the squads. So let's go ahead, and we don't want to bring on the flamethrower yet. So let's go ahead, and as everybody knows, and everybody has heard me say this before, let's go ahead and use these two. Reconnaissance is the art of getting shot so your buddies know where the bad guys are at. So let's go ahead and choose these two guys. Come anywhere on the north map edge. And you know what? Let's go ahead and bring them in right here. I'm probably gonna catch some op fire from these guys. Ooh, the Germans are being sneaky. I love how I can't play test my own scenarios because I think in a certain way when I design these scenarios, and the way I play tends to follow historically what happened. So I'm always surprised when the AI does the things I do. And it's a pleasant surprise. I don't mind it at all. All right, so we got those guys moved in there. We're not going to move them any further. We're going to end the impulse. I mean, honestly, the difference between op fire and normal fire at this point is really no difference. He was kind of probably holding the op fire maybe to if I was going to move into the clear or whatever you have there. Lots of fire, not really much happened, which is good for me. So let's go ahead and bring some more reinforcements on. Let's go ahead and bring him, and let's go ahead and give him a Molotov. Let's assign some more of these. Let's make sure we get the weapons assigned. Okay, there we go. But yeah, so we're going to take these two squads, and let's go ahead and use them. Where we're going to bring them on at? Well, you know what? I need to knock out that anti-tank gun. Where is it? All right, there it is. It's in the foxholes. Right there, covering the road. I will get some T-34s later on as reserves. I think on turn 3 or 4, I get some T-34s on, so I really need to knock out that ATG gun. So let's take these guys and use them as a flanking action. Let's bring them on right there. Let's see how far we can move. That's the thing with moving without leaders. You don't get to move very far. We'll go ahead and move here. I got the fire for effect covering me. I've got to remember fire for effect is degrading terrain. So he's not pouring more fire into there. 3 on 3. And they did do an effect. No effect. And, ooh, good dice rolls on my side. Okay, 1 unit shaken. That's not really that good because guards units can't self-rally. And I don't have a leader there. But I have spotted these guys, so let's go ahead and take advantage of that right now. Let's go ahead and bring some reinforcements on. Do we want Lieutenant Zima or Lieutenant Sobakan? Let's see. DP28 is dismantled. We'll go Sobakan. These 3, and what we're going to do is we're going to have them, and since they are guard units, they do have assault move. So let's do assault move. Bring them on with assault move. So they only get half their movement points, so it's going to be 3 movement points when they're moving with the leader, but then they can attack, of course, with a penalty. So let's go ahead, put them right there, assault move into there, that's the 3 movement points, and then let's go ahead and assault fire here. No effect. That was not good. Digging infantry out of buildings, not a fun thing to do. That's why I've got the Molotov cocktails. Probably should have, I probably should have ran forward the Molotovs and threw the Molotovs into that. All right, let's see what the Germans do. Oh, sniper! I forgot that there was a sniper in there. Damage check, no effect. Oh, that's good. Okay, and one other thing that we did put in with this, since this is a Stalingrad game, the snipers have a special ability. Some snipers, depending on scenario special, will have a special ability to reposition. Now, normally when you put a sniper down, it's down for the entire game, and all you got to do is walk a dude up to it and melee it. But now, as an impulse action, you can actually take, if the scenario special rule allows it, you can take the sniper off the board, and it will reappear 2 turns later somewhere else. Now, is this kind of representing, like, say, this sniper here, you could reposition him all the way over here in 2 turns? Not really, but a lot of the snipers operated in teams, and, once a position was compromised, they'd fall back through pre-prepared positions, and another sniper sniper team someplace else would take over. That kind of represents that. Or, you know, it could be this sniper, you know, he feels his position's threatened, goes ahead and bugs out through pre-prepared positions. There could be trench lines dug through here, and he could show up in this building and a couple turns later. So we felt that gave the snipers a little bit more replayability and variability. You notice replayability is kind of a ongoing theme we have with this module and Heroes of the Better Harvest in general. So all right, let's go ahead and bring on my reinforcements. You know, I really don't like that sniper, but do I want to commit all the forces to that? No, you know what? Let's just go ahead and bring these guys with the dismantled Maxim on. We'll move. That'll be 1, 2, and then go ahead and melee in here. It's a sniper. It's a non-melee eligible, automatically eliminated in combat. I really don't like snipers. And you know, I guess I'll be able to set this machine, you know, put this machine gun up, set it up, and put a fire base over here from maybe M2, move it over into that building next turn. So yep, okay, so I don't have to worry about the sniper anymore. So what the Germans are going to do. Okay, okay, we got Lieutenant Zima and a dude with the flamethrower. Where do we want to bring these guys in? I think we want to bring them over on here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, that's it. That was not good on my part. Again, I always do seem to... I need to use my LOS tool more. Because I always get caught out with that. It's like, you know, nobody's in line. It's like, because I'll eyeball it. He's in. Nobody's got line. Oh, I just got shot down. Yeah. So, all right. So end impulse. See what the Germans are gonna do. Germans are gonna do nothing. I'm gonna pass. They're probably gonna pass or move. Nope. Next turn, initiative. Germans, rally phase. I got no rallies, but well, I do have a guy that I need to rally, but I can't. That guy's shaken. I do not want to assemble the Maxim yet, and that can only be during the rally turn. So let's go ahead and continue. Operations phase. Germans get to start. Are they going to try to spot? They did not. So let's go ahead and take these guys, and we're going to go ahead and low crawl them to here. That means they probably won't get shot at, because when you're low crawling, you don't get spotted if you're low crawling. So even if you're just going to move one hex, this is one thing I really suggest to everybody who plays the game. If you're just going to move a unit one hex, just get into the habit of low crawling, because if you're only moving one hex, you might as well just low crawl into it. Because the advantage is you can't be seen moving into that. Now, if I just spent the 2 movement points moving into there, then his units would have been able to spot me because I was moving. But since I was just moving the 1 hex, I'll low crawl into there. They can't spot me. I'll be able to set the machine gun up next turn in relative peace and quiet, unless, of course, he wants to make a spotting check, which, you know, is always possible. If he wants to make a spotting check to shoot at me, then, you know, that's on him. Let's see what the Germans do. They're going to pass. Again, they're playing defensive. Not a bad idea. I want to try to spot these guys. I could always just throw out this squad. Because if I move adjacent, then they're automatically spotted. But then they'll also op-fire at me, which means I'll be able to spot them. But, you know, part of me kind of wants to get in there with this Molotov. Because the guards are really great on melees, because they're usually 2 firepower against the Germans who are 1 firepower. So that 2 to 1 is really good odds. Plus I've got a leader. Plus I'll have the Molotov cocktail. Yeah, but I don't know if I'm going to survive. Now, see, if I was playing as the Germans, I'd throw a smoke out into like E2 and try to get up in there. Or I could try to... Now, let's go with the coward's way. Well, not the coward. Let's go the judicious way. Let's go ahead and move these guys. Let's see. Can't get there. So 1, 2, 3. I'll be behind the buildings. He's probably going to be able to... No, that's multiple degradings. The anti-tank gun might. Let's do it anyways. All right, so I was able to get there without problem. In the impulse. Let's see what the Germans do. Again, passing. Again, smart thing for the Germans to do while on defense. Yeah, you know what? I hate to do it, but let's go ahead and take this dude. Where's my spotting button? Can I not spot with him? Oh, no, I've got the shaken guy. That's fine. Got him selected. Yeah, make sure you got the guy that's not shaken. All right, so let's go ahead and do a spotting attempt. And let's do it on this hex right here. And, of course, I failed. Makes them ops complete, which is fine. But since I failed it, I can still do another activation. Should I try to move these guys up into F4? Should I do a gutsy charge? If I do here, those guys will fire at point-blank range. You know, I can't try to spot again. Even if I do highlight him, it won't let me spot again. And if I pass, that'll be the second pass, and then he'll turn around and pass again. So yeah, I've got to do something. All right, well, let's just go ahead and be a little bit cautious with these guys. Let's move them. I remember when I said if you're going to move one hex low crawling into open isn't really doing anything for you because you're in the open, they're going to spot you anyways. I mean, so I could low crawl into the open. I just, at the end of the day, from a rule standpoint, it's not going to do much for me. But let's go ahead and move there. In the impulse, the Germans do nothing. We're waiting to see who spots each other first. All right, fine. Lieutenant Sobakan. Let's go ahead and spot with you. Come on, leadership modifier. See if we can do it. Yes! Managed to spot him. Now I can fire. So the entire stack is going to go ahead and fire here. Let's hope for a good dice roll. 6 to 5. That's a +1. No effect on the leader. No effect on the squad. Come on. Let me shoot. Oh! Of course. Hero creation. I hate that sound. Let's see what we ended up with. Let's see. That's Hero Cross. That's in the impulse. So he's going to fire back. 9 to 9, no effect. So let's see if we can actually see what that... I always forget the keystroke to bring up the individual unit so I could see what his skill is. But, yeah, he's a hero. He's got a skill. All right. That actually kind of does it for me. I moved everybody. So let's go ahead and pass. See if the Germans do anything. And we'll go ahead and pass an end. Initiative over to the Soviets this time. All right, rally phase. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to take the dismantled machine gun. Okay, yeah, continue so I can continue to do the rally phase. Oh, ow, I do that all the time. Poo. All right, well, I messed that up. Anyways, okay, so turn 3, I think my tanks have arrived. So, yep, I got a couple, I got a T-34 M42 and a KV-1C, so let's go ahead and bring the T-34 on. Let us close the hatch because I don't need to get shaken that way because I always forget to do that. Normally, whenever I play against myself or do friendly games with people, I always state my vehicles are always buttoned unless otherwise. Unfortunately, the digital game doesn't do that, and so I forget to push the button closed, and I get shot at with machine gun fire because my hatch is open. We're also going to assault move. Actually, assault moving probably won't do anything because I haven't spotted anybody. Let's go ahead and cancel that then. All right, fine. Let's go ahead and use this guy. Whoop, come on, Lieutenant Subakan. Let's go ahead and spot again, see if we can spot these guys. Okay, managed to spot them. Now we can bring... Okay. And since the spotted doesn't take up an activation, I can still bring my reinforcements on. Okay, so T-34, he's buttoned. He's going to assault move. Let's bring him on right here. And right under the gun, right under the barrel of that Pack 40. Not the smartest move I've ever done. But let's go ahead and move into these light woods. And let's start putting some fire. Probably. Yeah, missed with the main gun. Machine guns, however. Okay. It's +3 modifier. So we did shake the leader. The hero is wounded. He can still do his actions, so that's fine. That's casualties on the infantry, and shaken on the infantry. Ooh, roll a 1. Oh, did they get another hero? Oh, they got another hero. Hero Steiger. So Hero Steiger and Hero Cross are out there. But that does open up some very exciting possibilities. All right, let's go ahead and end this. See what the Germans do. And there's the pack. And did he knock him out? Oh no, he set the hex on fire. I heard the explosion. Okay, that T-34 is gonna probably should bug out of there. But the Pack 40. I don't know where the Pack 40 is at. And if I'd have bothered to be able to set my maximum, I'd have been able to put fire on it. Do I want to bring on the KV-1? No. We are, however, going to assault move with these guys. Because the heroes are going to do the op fire. 9 to 6. Oh, that's going to be +3. Shaken leader. Oh, shaken squad, because I was going to hit him with the flamethrower. Oh, that's not good. That's not good at all. And impulse. Well, anyways, we've hit about 25 minutes. I don't like to make these videos too long. People start to tune out on them. But yeah, I just wanted to show off. Again, this is 2 new maps for Enemy at the Gates, and we showed off some of the new units with Enemy at the Gates and the new scenario styles. And it's on sale on Steam right now, available as a battle pack for Heroes of the Bitter Harvest. Need to have Heroes of the Bitter Harvest. 10% off right now, $8.99. Go check it out. Go buy it. Appreciate it. Questions, comments, concerns, complaints, criticisms in the comment section below. And I'll talk to everybody later. See ya!